Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the October 14th Orange Board of Selectmen's meeting of 2020. That wonderful year that hopefully the wine will be better than the year has been. So with that said, I'll call to order. You know the exits. For those of you in the room, in the event of an emergency, go up the stairs or straight out the back hallway. Do not use the elevator. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let me get tangled in these wires under here yet. Wait a minute. Ian, go upstairs, get Ralph a mask, please.
I know, I'm sitting here looking at you like,
I have them everywhere, so I well, nor should you. You're alone in your car. Who are you going to give it to, the steering wheel? Okay. With that said, we'll start with introductions all the way down the end.
Good evening, John Carangelo.
Good evening, Margaret Novicki.
Good evening, Judy Williams.
Good evening, Ralph Okenquist.
Good evening, Mitch Goldblatt.
Okay, we all still know who we are. Very good. Tonight, we start the meeting with an executive session. This will be an executive session to meet with the town labor attorney, David Ryan, Town of Orange Police Chief Robert Gagney as an advisor, and Finance Director John Cifarelli also for advisement. We invite them into the meeting of this executive session. So is there a motion to close the regular session and move into executive session with those people included?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are now in executive session. Entered the meeting from executive session. It is, according to the clock on the wall, exactly 7:30. We discussed tentative agreement between the town and the Orange Police Department. This has been ongoing for several months. Is there a motion to be made on this? And turn on your microphone, please.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the Town of Orange Police Department and the UPSU cops, July 1, 2019 to June 30th, 2022.
Is there, thank you. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Was it unanimous?
Yes.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Ryan. Chief Gagney, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thanks. Public participation. Public participation is for any item that is not an agenda item. We allow up to 2 minutes per speaker on that. Is there anybody in the audience for public participation? The Dodgers scored 11 runs in the first inning. That was about it from Mr. Cifarelli. Is there anybody at the table for public participation? No? Okay. I have a few things here tonight Ann has found. Now's the time to get your flu shot. The OVNA, which is our Orange Visiting Nurse Association, is having clinics on Wednesdays in October. For more information, you may call the OVNA at 203-891-4752 or check at your local pharmacy to see about getting one. A flu shot is very important. The Youth Services and Park and Rec presents Halloween Drive-In Movie Night on Saturday, October 24th. Please call the Park and Rec office to make a reservation at 203-891-4790. This is a prepaid event, no drive-up payment the day of. Thank you to the Orange Lions Club, who has donated candy and snacks for this event. Daylight savings time ends on Sunday, November 1st. Remember, set your clocks back 1 hour. It's spring ahead, fall back. So we'll have an earlier light in the morning, but darker earlier in the evening. everybody out there, in case you have forgotten, Election Day is Tuesday, November 3rd. However, we are getting a huge amount of absentee ballots in the town of Orange, dropped in our new absentee ballot box out at the rear door of the town hall. You drive up, park, get out of your car, and come over, and you can drop your absentee ballot in that box. We have gotten birthday cards in there. We have gotten people's bills in there. We've gotten other things as well. But they get directed to the right area from there. But remember, Tuesday, November 3rd is Election Day, and that is your right to get out and vote. All persons will be voting at High Plains Community Center from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have 3 voting districts in the town of Orange, but they are all voting at High Plains, and they will all be, you will be directed to the 114th, the 117th, or the 119th, depending on where you live, but everybody will be voting at High Plains. Okay. The town clerk has sent out 3,400 absentee ballots, and so far, almost 2,000 have been returned. And we have volunteers, yes, that are coming in already, stamping in, doing all of that. Veterans Day is Wednesday, November 11th. Town offices will be closed, but schools and the transfer station will be open. Mailboxes. It seems crazy to all of you, but it's still beautiful weather out there. We may get snow this year, according to the Farmer's Almanac. Don't be afraid to go to one of your local hardware stores and get 2 fence posts, a piece of plywood, 4 bolts, and the numbers for your house. And you put those 2 posts in the ground, 1 foot away from your mailbox. You put in 4 holes. You put the bolts in. You paint that piece of plywood something beautiful that you would like. And you put your house numbers on there so that people can see what your mailbox number is. It will protect your mailbox. The town does not fix mailboxes unless we run it over. Wet snow is no excuse for a poorly secured mailbox. Also, something on a personal note, and I think my fellow selectmen will agree, more so since this COVID-19, but many people have taken to the streets, whether walking, jogging, walking their dog, exercising, riding their bike, what have you. It's getting dark earlier, and it's sometimes dark early in the morning still. Please, either invest in some bright colored t-shirts of your choice, neons are great, or invest in some a vest with reflective strips on it, neon colors again, so that you can be seen. This morning I was going to work and there was a person on Old Tavern Road and I didn't see him, and I got pretty close, and it was dark, and you know, you need to have reflection on it. It's great that you're out there exercising, but you can't always be visible when you walk in dark clothing. A flashlight or a light on your forehead or a flashing light clipped to the back of your bicycle doesn't always do it. As much reflectors and neon with reflective strips is helpful. Thank you for that. Okay, that's all I have for tonight. Yes.
So, this Saturday, October 17th, is the long-awaited for Shredding Day, mattress collection. Rain or shine, folks. Be out in front of High Plains Community Center from 9 a.m. until noon. We're going to do things a little bit different because of COVID. The mattress collection will be closer to the actual entrance of High Plains Community Center, so it will not interfere with the traffic pattern for those bringing in shredding, which will be in the front parking lot closer to Orange Center Road, as usual. We ask everyone to come in their cars or trucks, single file. Do not park, do not get out of your vehicle. Pop the trunk where hopefully your shredding documents will be, and volunteers from the Orange Recycling Committee and the Rotary Club will be taking those out and having them brought to the shredding truck, which will be right there. In this way, in this COVID world, no one has to get out of their vehicle, be less contact. We do ask you to, if you would like to contribute to the Rotary Club Scholarship Fund, to please do so just by rolling down the window and putting the money out that way into a bucket. But we want it to work it that way, so we just keep it going, just kind of like single file. And as we get a couple cars, we'll move everybody up and keep it moving that way. And hopefully it works out as smooth as we intend for it to go forward for this coming Saturday. Jim mentioned, obviously, Election Day. It's the second thing I want to just mention. If you're in the 114th district, you're going to vote in the gymnasium. If you're in the 117th district, you'll be voting in the south wing. In the 119th district, you'll be voting in the cafeteria. There will be people there to greet you and show you the way, but if you know where you're going, it helps. That being said, I have had people come up to me and say they want to go to the polls and check things out first to see what the lines are like, or if there's any disruption or whatever. And if they don't like it, then they're going to go vote by bringing their absentee ballot to the town hall. Yes, you can do that. Let me let people know, though, if your ballot comes in after, I think, 5 o'clock on Monday, it will not be counted until after the end of the election on Tuesday, because we have to make sure that people don't vote by absentee and in person. That has to be weeded out. So ballots that come in that last day will be counted. They just will not be counted election night. So I urge you, if you are planning on voting by absentee, to get that ballot in before the day before Election Day. It'll help move things along and give us a more complete result on election night, which is our intent. Obviously, it will be counted, but it may be counted later. And if a race, especially a local one, is close, it may hang in the balance waiting for those. So I urge people to do that. Jim, you mentioned Veterans Day. I take it there's no public ceremony this year, or is there?
Not yet. I was
Don't-
questioned today on some different things, so I don't know if there's something in the works or not yet, but Kelly contacted me today questioning me on some stuff, so I'm not sure yet.
Just let us know.
Yep.
And then finally, Friday is Jim's birthday. Happy birthday, Jim.
Thursday is Mitchell's birthday, and he's older. Although you'd never know it. Yes, one thing to back up what Mitch said. If you're voting by absentee and you're dropping off your ballot, let's get it in by October 29th, I believe is Friday before the weekend of. That would help. If you get it dropped off here at the ballot box provided by the Secretary of State, will make life much easier for those doing that business. If you have the absentee ballot, don't say I'm going to watch the lines or this or that. Drop your darn ballot over here and be done with it and go out for coffee or something. Thank you. All right, minutes. To consider and act on the minutes of the public hearing regarding a massage establishment permit, September 9th, regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen. Any errors, omissions, corrections on those minutes? Okay, all in favor? Okay. Ralph abstains. He was not here. Okay, new business. To consider and act on request to approve bid for snow plowing services. Mr. Britton is in the audience. If you have any questions, they actually had to work this year to try to get guys to bid. The guys last year never got called in. They got paid the stipend for not plowing, which currently is at $4,000. The state of Connecticut stipend, I think, is $8,000, I believe, for not plowing. And so last year, the contractors never got called in. But Donnie had to work at it a little bit, and there's your prices. They're up and down the board a little, but they are what they are. This is what they do, and we go from there. Mitchell?
Yeah, I just want to question, are we recommending, it says Highway Garage recommends 6 extra trucks, and I see 6 trucks, six quotes,
it.
1 truck each, so and I see Bob Britton is here, town engineer. The recommendation then is to accept all 6 of these at the price that's.
Ones we had last year, in 6, there's a typo, obviously.
No, it's right.
I missed the
6,
typo,
There's
there's
3
one.
and 3. It's
Yeah,
right.
It says 6,010, we don't keep that many.
Where's he looking?
I don't know, what are you looking at? What am
It says on my copy.
That's on yours, Bob, not on ours.
I- Okay.
We have the updated version.
Yeah, we're not
So anyhow, those are the 6 trucks, which would be Mike's Auto, J&M Landscaping, Hine Landscape and Construction, Jim Rawson, Apollo Landscaping, and Littell and Sons. Same contractors we had last year.
I would move that those 6 be accepted for 1 truck each for the upcoming winter season.
Second.
Okay, second made. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item number 2 has been removed as of just this afternoon. We had 1 bid, and it came in at double the estimate of the engineer. So they're gonna look at that and possibly do something, different bid or different specs, or search out why there was only 1 bidder on that job. So that was removed. Item number 3 is to consider an act on request to authorize First Selectman on behalf of the Board of Selectmen to execute agreement between United Illuminating and Southern Connecticut Gas Energy Efficiency Program and the town for the pipe insulation and LED lighting at High Plains Community Center. The pipe insulation is for the hot pipes that are in the tunnels, heating the building, and lighting is lighting around the building, in the building there. And the reason they're asking for it to be approved now, even though as we move forward, it may not happen till next year, is because the money is available in the program now. So they asked us if we are going to consider participating in it, that we give approval sooner than later.
Looks good.
Yeah, so that's, it's something that is good for us and good for the town, and it's a good program, and since UI is our, and gas company are in our town, I think it's good for us to follow that. Mitchell?
Quick question, I know we've made improvements to the outside lighting over the last couple of years. Is there any additional LED outside lighting that's gonna be put on this project, or is this strictly inside?
I don't know, any more LED outdoor on this one, or only if we decide to add it?
I believe this is all indoor. We might be able to add some outdoor. There's some, what you're talking about, new lights?
Well, either additional lights or increasing the ones we have now. I think the better the more lighting, the better. And if this program looks as successful as it hopefully will be, I would hope we could do that. The other thing I was going to ask, this is maybe outside the realm of this, the lighting on the fairgrounds themselves. Can that be improved to LED? Because I think that would make a tremendous difference in.
That would be a whole different project.
Okay, would be, okay, I know we're talking High Plains, I didn't know if the fairgrounds if that lighting tied into the community center itself or not.
Technically, they're 2 separate properties.
Okay,
But we'll see.
all right.
I think where
just-
we need some more lighting, if you want to worry at this time about the community center, the rear parking lot, what we call the tennis court side parking lot, that lighting is poor. And I think we could probably improve lighting both for security and safety on the nursery school end of the building. And even on the pool side, we have some good lighting there, but there's some lights there that consume vast quantities of power. So at this time, the request is to approve it, and Bob will look into the other part.
With that, I'll make a motion to approve First Selectman to
Sign.
sign on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, execute the agreement with the UI and SCG Energy Efficient Program of the town for pipe installation and LED lighting at High Plains Community Center. Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Unanimous. That's right, we're almost done. You have the schedule before you for the selectmen's meetings.
Quick question.
Any conflicts, any problems, anything that anybody saw, and we can always adjust them at a
I don't see
later
any,
date, we just have to call them special meetings.
I don't see any conflicts, just want to make sure, it does not say here that these meetings would begin at 7 PM. Is that still the intent, to continue our 7
I
PM?
think so,
Okay,
yeah.
right?
The meetings will be held at 7, we'll note that. All right, with that said,
So moved.
all right. Okay, all in favor? Okay. Item 5 is to consider An act on request to approve the tax refunds totaling $11,369.39. These constitute overpayments, vehicles sold, people that moved out of state, etc. Any questions or concerns with those?
Motion to approve.
All in favor? At this time, I'm looking at the sheet. It popped up right now in front of me. I want to thank Ursula Hindell. Ursula has been on the Library Commission for many years. She has been a legal advisor and great confidant of the Library Commission for many, many years. She's a brilliant mind and a wonderful person, and she is leaving Orange and moving closer to her family down in, I believe, Delaware or Maryland. And she will be missed. She'll be missed from the Library Commission. She has been an asset for many, many years. So we thank her for her years of service and wish her a fond farewell. Okay. Okay, you have a note there also, kind of as an FYI from Bill Kraut. Mitch, you saw that? Okay, very good. Committees, Pension Board,
No report this one.
Emergency Management.
Thank you. Emergency Management Subcommittee on COVID-19 continues to meet every other week. Our last meeting was October 2nd. Overall, the state of Connecticut's weekly average infection rate is still one of the lowest in the country. And although there was the highest, single highest COVID rate reported on October 12th in 4 months. So it could just be an anomaly, but we need to remain vigilant. The Orange Department of Health continues to closely monitor any COVID cases in the town. In the 2 weeks prior to the last COVID subcommittee meeting on October 2nd, there were 7 new cases and then 5 the following week. The 20-plus age group was more prevalent among those infected, although the severity of the cases has been low. There have been no severe cases since the end of May. Still, vigilance is required because our neighboring state, Rhode Island, has become a red state, and there have been spikes now and then in the eastern part of Connecticut. The state of Connecticut's Phase 3 reopening was introduced on October 8th, which basically increases capacity for a number of establishments, such as restaurants, hair salons, from 50 to 75%. But bars and nightclubs remain closed. Looking towards the holiday season, people are wanting to schedule events with larger groups, but we have to be really cautious about doing that because we want to keep our numbers as good as they are. The schools in the Orange and Amity districts are doing very well. The only problem is what kids are doing after school. So parents, be alert, please. Everybody needs to continue following the guidelines for wearing a face mask and social distancing. And lastly, the Department of Health is preparing for mass vaccinations should a COVID vaccine become available. And then meanwhile, as Jim mentioned, OVNA has started its regular flu shot clinic on Wednesday, every Wednesday in October. Thank you.
Thank you from Margaret. Ralph, Capital Planning.
Thank you. We sent a letter out to all the boards, commissions, and department heads and requesting their input back by, I believe it's November 29th. So I think most of them have their items all set already, but they'll be sending in a list, hopefully on time. The schedule's a little different this year because of God bless you. Thanksgiving weekend.
Hope that one's sneaking
So
up.
we're running about probably a week behind that, but we should be done by third week in January.
Okay, bond construction, Mitch.
No report this month.
Timed up right now, yeah, and personnel, no report. Margaret jogged my mind on something here. Ann, did we say Saturday or Sunday finally in December? Sunday the 6th, right? Is that what we told? I believe so. on my notes upstairs. It was Sunday, right? The 6th. They wanted to have it the week later. I said no. Yeah. Sunday, the 6th of December, I believe, if it's changed, we'll let everybody know, will be this year's Christmas tree lighting. We still are having the Christmas tree lighting and the tractor parade. Those are, you're able to be distanced, et cetera, et cetera. There won't be any of the other festivities in the library, the church, the historical society, the OVNA building, those things. But there will be the tree lighting and the tractor parade, which people really have come to love, so. And who knows, maybe the first selectman will participate this year since he doesn't have to go around to the different buildings. We'll see. But, yeah, just so you know, I forgot to say it earlier, but that will be happening. We need a little bit of semblance of bringing our community together, and at least that one, people will be outside, it'll be cold, and they can distance easily. Did we decide to do the ice carver guy too? He'll be carving, again, still in front of the OVNA building. And there again, people can see it, distance from it. If it's cold, it will last longer. If it gets warm, he'll melt away sooner. Whatever it may be that we have chosen, but that's Sunday, December 6th. With that said, I think that's all. You'll see that I was told that there will be an official announcement of who is going into Lowe's on October 28th, was what I was told. If you go down there and cut through, you will see that there's been a lot of changes made to the Lowe's building and to the, they're working in the Sam's parking lot and all right now in that building. And they're trying to, they want to have it open before the season, although you see a lot of their trucks are driving around town already, their electric vans. So that's something that took 2 huge spaces that many were concerned about, and we were working on it for over a year and a half, but that's good. And FedEx has moved into their building up on top of Marsh Hill with no problems or anything there. And the VA Outpatient Services, also on Edison Road, is working out very well. They're slowly populating the use of that building there. So there's a lot of good going on. I'm not sure if Bigelow is fully into their warehouse building yet or not down the end of Executive Boulevard, but I think some of you or all of you may have seen that in the newspaper. There was a new big warehouse building built there, and it was supposed to be for 2 users, they thought. Well, Bigelow Tea took over the entire building. So that was a huge plus also. So we have a lot of good going on around town. Many people taking advantage of this. You see an awful lot of houses for sale, people jumping on it, trying to cash out while the cash-in is good. It's quite amazing. If the house is good and people like the way it looks, 3 days and they're under contract. It's quite amazing. That's good for attorneys that are doing closings. But with that said, is motion to adjourn. It's 7:56, it looks like. We are adjourned, Chris.